Hello everyone, welcome back to Base Damage, and welcome to Bushiroad Summerfest 2025. We are going to be trying to keep up with this as much as possible for each of the weeks. My usual tournament reports and everything as the weeks go by, especially because, boy, this coming up weekend, we have several to talk about next week, so that is going to be very interesting. But we have had two regionals for this occur. So we got those two to talk about today. For anyone who is unfamiliar with how the Springfest or Summerfest usually works, it's teams. So, say when we go down here to Long Beach, California, we had 65 teams, and obviously they're in groups of 3. So, if the team wins best 2 out of 3, for those who don't know, if you team wins best 2 out of 3, you win that particular round, and your team moves on. So, it is a much different style than the one-on-ones for Fall Fest and everything, and for Worlds and all that jazz. So it is a little bit of a different beast in that regard. And there's some people who are like, oh, it's, more casual Weiss. It's not meant to be taken competitively. And then there's other people who are like, no, it absolutely is competitive. I'm not going to sit here and debate one or the other. But we are going to be talking about which decks won. We're going to be talking about a couple decks today as well that I do feel are necessary to talk about because there are 2 particular sets that really didn't get a chance to shine in regionals because of when the last regionals occurred versus when Worlds occurred. There wasn't enough time, or the decks like Nikkei that came out in between that. One of the other big ones being Bunny Girl Senpai, which is one we're going to talk about today. So let's go ahead and talk. So we're going to talk about Long Beach and, I'm not kidding, I had to Google this, Bologna. Bologna, Italy. So I had to Google that. There you go. But we're going to take a look at these 2 today. And for Italy, it was a little bit interesting. We kind of had a repeat of Bulgaria on our hands. So let's see. So for Long Beach, first place team was Elizabeth Hendrickson, 7 Deadly Sins, 8 Door, Bunny Girl Senpai, and Miku Quintuplets. I kind of like the Miku in here. We've covered Elizabeth Hendrickson more times than I can count on this channel, so I do not feel the need to show that or the Miku deck. But because we've only really seen Bunny Girl Senpai at Worlds, I did want to cover this a little bit because you're going to notice a pattern really quick here. It shows up several times. So we have in the number of teams that it occurs, 1, 2, 3, let's continue down, 4, am I missing one? I'm looking for SBY. At least 4 decks in the top 8 contained Bunny Girl Senpai. And we can only assume that we're going to see more from here on out. So let's take a look at the Bunny Girl Senpai deck. So obviously, it's mostly from the movie set. There are some cards from the previous sets, like the early play Kaede, the shop promo, My Here. But most of the cards are from the movies set. So it focuses mainly on this particular level 1 Mai that, let's see. I was trying to remember the effect, and I was just blanked. I'm like, let's just read it. When this card attacks, if Sudden Intense Gaze is in your climax area of 2 or more other adolescence characters, look at up to 3 cards from the top of your deck. Choose up to 1 card amongst them, put into your hand, put the rest into your waiting room. Now, you can see she's very weak offensively and defensively, but she does gain a buff if you have 2 particular level 0s in your memory, and that's going to come up again in a little bit here. Anyway, when it attacks, if you have accumulated memories, My Sakurajima in your memory, during that attack, this gets plus 3k, so it should be a 65 with the climax 75. And perform trigger check 2 times. If you perform trigger check 2 times, put the top card of your stock into your waiting room. So possibly let you trigger some more salvages and whatnot. The particular card that is kind of in everyone's binoculars, we're going to be keeping an eye on this card in particular, is The Year I Spent With You, My Sakurajima. So 3/2 10k. Heal 1 on play. Very nice. When this card attacks, if Kiss Between the Two is in your climax area, you have 5 or less cards in hand. And you have 3 or more other characters. So a couple conditions, totally fine. Pay 1, discard an adolescence character. If you do, perform the following action X times. X is dependent on how many cards with different names are in your memory. The action being, put 2 cards from the bottom of your opponent's deck into their waiting room. If there's a climax amongst those cards, deal 2 damage to your opponent. If you have 4 or more characters or cards, I should say, in memory with different names, you get to do this action of the mill 2 burn to 3 times. So it's very easy for this deck to pull that off. Like I said, you're already trying to get one particular Mai into the memory for the level 1 to have its buff, but then you have other cards that help facilitate the combo as well. So basically stating, this is going to be on the chopping block because in JP, this particular level 3 is limited to 2 copies. So right now I can run a playset of them, but she might get Gurrid later. So we're going to see just how often it pops up as I go through the different tournament reports for Summerfest and see, does it warrant it? And right now, as of right now, at least in the top 4, 2 of the teams had these decks. So I'm going to focus probably, we still got to look at the entirety of the representation for their top cuts and everything. But like I said, for teams, some people consider it more casual because you can have decks like FGO 8-bar show up. Like, you know what? I say that's based, but this is not going to show up in your typical, regional/world setting. So some people are like, oh, this deck got carried or something. Or, like I said, not just this one in particular. I'm certain this probably actually kicked ass. I would think that would be really cool to see it kick ass. But some people see, oh, this random deck popped up like Maid Dragon or something else. And like, oh, they got carried. And that's where the whole debate of the casual versus competitive comes in. It's like, oh, you can't take it as serious because one person, hell, this other Bunny Girl Senpai deck, for sake of argument, could have gotten carried the entire day. I'm not saying they did. I'm saying there's a possibility that any of the decks up here could have lost games all day, but the other 2 decks, the other 2 players, won all of their games, meaning they would have been able to continue up the ladder. So that's where the whole debate of the teams comes into play. I don't think that's an issue. I just like seeing what decks top. And if I see FGO, for sure I'm going to fucking talk about it. So moving on, the next 2 decks, not even 1 deck, 2, technically 3 decks, but I don't have a list up here that I can talk about because the only one, there is there an 8-bar down here? It is not. Okay, so there's 3 different Nikke decks that we're going to see kind of fluctuating around. The first one we're going to talk about is the Modernia Dorothy, which is focused on this particular level 1 Modernia, which you're going to see again in the standby build as well. Modernia First Affection, since I gave Mai the treatment of reading out the card effects, I'll do it for these decks as well. 102k Modernia First Affection. If you have 2 or more other Nikkes, this case 4k, so it's a 6k constant. First Affection is a salvage, so be a 7k. On attack, if First Affection is in your climax area, you have 2 or more other Nikke characters, reveal the top card of your deck. Choose 1 level X or lower character in your waiting room, return it to your hand. If X is 2 or higher, put up to 1 card from the top of your deck into your stock. So for a fact, if you revealed the 2 or higher, you are definitely going to be able to get some clean stock off of that. You get to salvage your stuff and everything. And just Nikke in general has just got a lot of good toolbox cards. The Dorothy, the Doro Doro memes, shoutouts to Joker, is this particular 3/2/10k Paradise Lost Dorothy. Heal 1 on play, and when Overzone is placed in your climax area, you can pay 1 stock, Overzone being the pants trigger. If you do, this card gains 3k power and the following abilities until end of turn. Your other cards with crit trigger icons in all of your zone gain the shot trigger icon, which is really nice. There's other cards that increase how much the shot triggers do damage-wise. There's other cards that even give your salvages crit triggers. So being able to do that and turn everything into shot triggers is really cool. The other ability that it gets is on attack, look at up to 2 cards from the top of your deck. Choose 1 card amongst them, put it on top of your deck, put the rest into your waiting room. So here's the thing. You can use this effect multiple times with the Dorothy, and this particular gaining shot trigger thing will stack. So you can get multiple shot triggers on the same cards that have the crit triggers. Add in cards like this particular Privati, that, it gets shot trigger, stuff like that. And there's one, I don't see it in here. I know there's one that increases how much shot triggers do or something. Maybe it's not in here. This gets shot trigger icon. This is a different thing. I know there's one that increases how much damage is done. Let me make certain I'm not misreading. No, it's not this. It's another card. Totally fine. Don't worry about it. But the fact of you can still get multiple ping ones off of the Dorothys and whatnot and just kind of stack them with that is really kind of cool. So this is a deck that's going to pop up a whole bunch. If we go down a little bit, which we do need to go over each of the teams first. So we said first place team. Second place team, we had Ruby with the 8 standby setup, another Bunny Girl Senpai 8 door, and a Nino quintuplets, another deck on the chopping block because one, it got second place at Worlds, so another one we have to keep an eye out for. Sadly, we don't have deck list for these. We don't have deck list for all of the Long Beach, California ones, but hey, it's totally fine. Eventually, we'll get it all, and I'll see if I can go back and talk about it. Third place, we had Guilty Gear Strive with Kai Ramlethal, Nikkei Modernia Dorothy, which is the one we just looked at, another Bunny Girl Senpai 8 door. Fourth place, we had Eatski. I really love seeing the Eatski decks pop up. Another Ruby 8 standby, which is really nice to see. Bochi the Glock with Door Bar in the last place for that one. Really awesome. So this is where we talk about the next deck. So fifth place was Nikkei with Modernia Biscuit. This is the second deck on in everybody's scopes here. This did really well in JP from what I have been told. So we're gonna look at that one in just a second here. The second was Hololive Watame Marin. Really nice to see the Marin decks pop back out. Elizabeth Hendrickson, Seven Deadly Sins. So let's go ahead and talk about the Modernia Biscuit. So it is the same level 1 Modernia combo as well. The Biscuit in particular is this level 3 Walk Training Biscuit off of the Standby combo. So 329k. If you have 2 or more other Nikkei characters, this gains 1500 power and character encore. When this card attacks, you can pay 1, heal 1. Not pay 1, I'm sorry, discard 1. My bad, I misspoke. I was looking ahead. On attack, you can discard a card to heal 1. So being able to stand by these out and try to heal down and try to just make it so you're trying to win the damage race type thing is really good. And that's not the Climax combo. You can just do that in general. The Climax combo is when this card attacks, if you have Bow Wow Paradise in your Climax area, pay 1, pitch 1. 2 or more other Nikkei characters, pay 1, pitch 1. If you do burn 4, just outright burn 4, and it's a lot of stuff you end up paying out from hand overall with the healing effect and the burn effect. But I mean, having both on the same card is kind of nuts on a rare. So, and other than that, it does your typical standby shenanigans. You're going to be looking at summoning out 3/2s that give your whole field 1500 power. Just being able to have the level of the utility that Nikkei has is kind of dumb because you got the Fumios. You got this that's like, oh, your opponent can't play events from their hand until the end of your opponent's next turn if you use its full cost and everything. You get some interesting things in Nikkei. So this is another one that has seen a lot of play. So definitely, also, this is just really cute. The Bow Wow Paradise one, just really cute. So this is another one to keep an eye out for. I don't have a deck list to show up here right now for the third deck that we're going to talk about here, which I just noticed the theme here. This sixth place is FGO 8 bar, quintuplets Yotsuba, which is 8 bar, and Nikkei 8 bar. They went in with a goal and a theme, and you gotta respect it right here. The 8 bar Nikkei is the third Nikkei deck that we gotta kind of keep an eye out for. It is what people refer to as the Casino Rabbits. Basically, in the future, I'm certain I can show off a deck right now, but right now I can't click it. I can't click it. Show anything. Anyway, I wonder if I probably could go up to Worlds or something and show it. But regardless, we'll show off this deck in the future. Doesn't matter. Coming back for first time in a minute, for 7th place, we had Himeno Aki Chainsaw Man, Kobayashi Maid Dragon 8 bar as well. Once again, the 8 bars out in droves. Sakugan no Shana Choice Door, and last 8th place we have the first and only slime deck in top 8. Door Pants Rimuru Miran. The Door is probably like the Milim or something. I don't know. Bunny Girl Senpai 8-door, and Hololive Miko Sora. Once again, the Miko Sora deck being just kind of interesting choice for kind of regional setting now with the Miko Sora deck is all about like stall tactics and stuff. Like you're trying to use negative soul on your opponent to just try to stall as long as possible while trying to push damage for yourself as well. It's just an interesting thing considering the whole double loss for going into time. So it's just a very interesting like choice there. But I mean, hey, the results speak for themselves. So that's awesome. So congrats to everyone who participated in Long Beach, California. Feel free to comment down below if you participated in it as well. It'd be really cool to hear your thoughts. Like I said, we will cover the 8-bar Nikkei list on another tournament report. I'm certain it will definitely be coming back and we will talk about it. So now let's talk about Bologna, Italy. So, and I know at the beginning of the video I said this was supposed to be teams. And yes, they didn't have enough people to pop off for teams, so they had to go to just single individual play, which is totally fine. It's whatever. So they had 12 players in Italy. Regardless, thank y'all for showing up. Thank y'all for participating and whatnot, and congratulations to those who did win. So first place was the Modernia Biscuit that we just showed off. Second place was the 8-door Bunny Girl Senpai. So you see kind of like what I'm already talking about here with like, you're going to have these particular decks showing up quite a bit, and the Casino Rabbits as well. So we're going to be kind of keeping an eye out for each of those to see if any of those deserve some kind of a hit. Third place was Free Ren 8 Pants with the trial deck version. Awesome. And I know Joe is going to love this. Fourth place being Love Live Sunshine, the Chica Yo setup. This is an interesting one because so this you can't say that like it got carried. Because even though it is in the teams format, they couldn't do teams. They had to do single players for this one. So this is one of those interesting things where it's like, yeah, no, the Sunshine didn't get carried. That's whatever. But that is going to be it for the Italy one. Like I said, I'm not really needing to show off a lot of these. Just kind of needed to highlight a couple particular decks. But in the upcoming tournament reports and stuff like that, we will be trying to give everything its own individual like showcase. Unless it's decks that we've seen like 50,000 times, like the slime decks, I don't really care. The 7 Deadly Sins, congrats to those who win. Don't get me wrong. It's just I don't need to show off your deck. Like, let's be real. So, but coming up, and this is going to be the end of the video. Coming up this weekend, as of the recording, I'm recording this Monday, the 5th. Oh no, sorry, not the 5th. Brain. This is the 2nd. What the heck is wrong with me? I was looking up and I saw my calendar hadn't been swapped over for May. So I saw that and saw that thing. Anyway, June the 8th, which is this coming up weekend, is Mexico City, Richmond, British Columbia. So that's going to be really cool coming up. We got a bunch of people. We got a bunch of people coming up for that one. Wait, no, British Columbia. That is going to be. Is that the Canada one, is it? No. I don't know, whatever. Future me, make notes. And Munich, Germany. So that is going to be the 3 that we get to cover next week and talk about. It's going to be a nice mix of stuff coming up there. But that is going to be it for us today. So thank y'all very much for watching. And like I said, if any of y'all participated in Long Beach, California or in Italy, feel free to comment down below. Let us know what you were running. Hell, if you topped as well, hell, let us know down below. It'd be greatly appreciated. With that, that is going to be this tournament report, and we will see y'all next time. Stay based.